set up a MySQL using Docker. So first of all, we need to install Docker. If you don't have it, just go to Docker's official website and install the Docker desktops. Okay, if you're using Windows, you're just gonna install Windows version. Apple, you have to use either Apple chip or Intel chip. This depends on your operating system. If you use Linux, you can use Linux. Okay, it's very easy for the desktops, for the PCs. If you are running on a server, then you have to use command line. Okay, if you are using AWS, you have to use EC2 extra installations. But for this one, I already installed, so we can open it. It's going to be a dashboard. We have image, okay, volumes, containers already installed here. I already have two. But this document is also give us instructions. So this is the main command that we're going to use to start a Docker container. I think there's a mistake. So let me change it very quick. So this is supposed to be MySQL SCP. Okay, commit the change. Okay, so MySQL SCP, this we're gonna create a container using this name. Okay, and then the MySQL version is 8.0. So we can just simply open the command line. Okay, oops, and copy this command, my docker run. Okay, and then if you don't have this image, okay, if you don't have this image, then it will start downloading. Okay, it will take like, depends on your network, 1 minute or so to download the image, and then it will start the Docker container with this name, MySQL SCP. So we can go to dashboard, and then it will show here. Okay, so this is the version, status, port number. Okay, everything is here. If you want, you can just use this terminal, but I prefer to use this one. So we can just copy the command, okay, from the same thing here. So we can just copy this one first. It will give us a temporary root password, okay, for the first time. And then we need to copy this password, and then we have to run this code, okay, docker exec. So basically this is gonna execute this command inside the Docker container. Then it will prompt a window, ask for the password. So we can just copy, paste this weird password to here. It won't show, okay? So you just Control C, Control V, or Command C, Command V, and hit Enter. Okay, so then you will see this MySQL prompt here. Okay, so that's good. And then now we want to create a new password for our root. Okay, so this author user, root user, localhost, and identified by A, B, B, C, C, D, D. This is gonna be our password for the root user. Okay, so those, don't forget it. Then we're gonna create a new user called SCP user. Okay, so same idea, same password. So if you want, you can change it to different password. And then next is to grant all the privilege to the users. So you can give this user, SCP user, we are just created, and then just to flash the privilege so that it will be applied. And then we create a new database called SCP training. So here it depends on your need. You can create different kind of databases, but for now we just create this one only. Okay, and then now we can use this user, SCP user ABBCCD as the password to connect to localhost 3306. How to connect? We can either use the command line, which is not very user friendly, or you can use a MySQL Workbench. Okay, so it's a free tool, okay, that we can download from online, and or you can use IntelliJ. Okay, so like this one, and for any project, let me just get the project we already use. Okay, you can just go here, database, and then click on data source, and go to MySQL. Okay, and then it will show up this window. And if you are missing the driver, just make sure that you click on the download driver somewhere near here. I already downloaded, so it won't show, but this is automatically done. Okay, so then you can just give a name. Let's see, it's like, you know, my local host MySQL, and then host localhost 3306. That's default. Authentication, we change it to username and password. Okay, and then the user will be the user we just created. Okay, SCP user here. Password will be ABBCCDD here. All right, and then we can just save it forever. Okay, so to just for testing purpose only, and the database SEP training. Okay, and we can just test and succeeded, so everything good. Then we can just OK, and it will show up here. Okay, so now this is the console of our database, or we can just simply use here. Okay, there's no tables, but we can create tables and create everything from here. It's not very very good, but it's good enough for most of the use cases. You can just set up the columns. Okay, can create different like columns ID, for example, type is integer, and primary key auto incremental. Okay, and then let's see another one, we call it a name, for example, and the type is a varchar. Okay, and let's see 200, and not null, and that's it, and then execute. Okay, so then it will create a table. Okay, double click on this table, we'll see this the records. Okay, we don't have any records yet, but we can just create new ones. Okay, just like my name. Okay, and then we can just give like some random name, 2 records. Okay, and then okay, so then good, right? So we can just oops. Okay, submit. Okay, I forgot to submit. So after adding the row, we have to the transaction need to be committed. Okay, so hit enter and hit this one, submit. Okay, so then this record will be consolidated. Okay, basically it will be committed. And if we need another one, okay, just do this another one. Okay, enter and then commit. Okay, so then now the records are there. Okay, so this is the database. Same thing here. If you want to just like select everything from, okay, we have a table name called the table name. Okay, so which is my fault, and then you can see here. Okay, so we can also rename this one to like see customer. Okay, and rename table to customer refactor, and now the name got changed. Okay, so here you can see now everything is maybe. Wait a second. Okay, so table, and you have an error in your SQL syntax. Select everything from customer. Nothing is wrong, right? Yeah, so this tool is not very good, but sometimes it has glitches. Anyways, so this is the setup. Okay, so this and the connection. Okay, from IntelliJ directly. Then later on we can use this for Hibernate and Spring Data JPA practices. Okay, thank you.